Hey guys, this is Fear from EG's Dota 2 division, here to show you some tips on Antimage for Razer's Academy. Let's get on to it. Alright, starting item builds for Antimage should always be a Stout Shield. Depending on what lane you're against and what type of game you're playing, if you're playing with friends and like team matchmaking, I would suggest getting a Poor Man Shield on this hero and having your friends pull you, or your supports rather, a Tango and a Healing Salve. But if you do not have that luxury, I would just start out with a shield, a Tango and a Salve, and then just a couple branches. You can get 3 as well, doesn't matter, 2 or 3. I like keeping one slot open personally as well, because Antimage isn't a hero I particularly like making magic stick on, because I feel like he runs out of inventory slots way too quickly if you just keep farming on him, and the magic stick just goes to waste and you just have to sell it very quickly. As far as laning choices goes, he pretty much has 2 choices for lanes, but mainly only one, and that's just safe lane farm. You can throw him up in mid depending on certain matchups, but he needs to be pooled and needs to have a Poor Man Shield to go mid as well, or he can have tree armor and go mid as well. That's also very effective, but in most cases you're going to play your Anti-Mage on the safe lane. The best times to pick Anti-Mage are going to be the ones where the enemy team has heavy spell damage heroes and very little physical damage. Once you level up the spell shield, and they have a lot of heroes such as Puck, Lich, that have a lot of spell-based damage, he will take no damage from them, and then without his mana break and his mana void, he will be able to kill them very, very easily. And he makes it almost impossible to win games against this hero if you do not have an adequate amount of physical DPS. The best item choices you can go for Anti-Mage early game is you want to start out with your Poor Man Shield and then go into Treads. That'll allow you to have a quick early levels, and you can fight early with these 2 items. You take less damage, you attack hard and fast with the powered Treads, and then you want to go directly into your Battle Fury. The Battle Fury will accelerate your farm quite drastically because it gives you cleave, and this hero has a blink as well, which can get him from camp to camp, and the key part is going to be neutrals. You want to go from neutral camp to lane to neutral, and you're just going to keep blinking across the map and farming. The one item you do not want to forget while farming up an Anti-Mage that I see a lot of players do forget is Quelling Blade. You want to keep this item until you do not need it, and you have to sell it for another item. This gives you 32% damage on your cleave while you're farming. So if you have this up, you can farm from camp to camp really, really quickly, and it'll allow you to eat through trees as well, which will help you farm as well. And I cannot stress this much, but you have to just keep this Quelling Blade until you're ready to replace it with a high tier item such as a Butterfly or an Abyssal Blade or a Heart, something big. As far as knowing when to fight with Anti-Mage, for the most part, you do not want to fight with this hero. This hero just wants to farm until he at least has 3 items. First item you want to go for, like I said, is the Battle Fury on top of the Treads. Secondary item is going to be the Manta Style. Once you finish the Manta Style, then you're considered combat worthy. You can fight once you have Manta Style up. But once again, you still don't prefer to fight then. You still want one more item. After that, it's totally going to be matchup dependent and player preference. A lot of players like to get the Heart right after, so you're very hard to kill. I personally prefer the Butterfly in most cases, but like I said, it's very dependent on matchups. Vlads you can get as well, which will help you accelerate your farm. That's the one item you can actually get before the Manta Style if you choose, because it'll help you farm faster and get to that Manta Style. You won't get to the Manta Style quicker, but you'll get to the Manta Style easier. You'll have to heal less, you'll take less damage, you'll actually be able to fight a little more early game as well, which is kind of important in some matchups. The next item you can look at is BKB. Some situations is very, very important. Once you're past the Battle Fury and Manta, it's totally player. I'm not gonna say it's player preference. It's matchup based. If you're against heavy stunners and lockdown, you need to get that BKB ASAP. If you're against a lot of right-click dealers that don't have Monkey King bar or will not buy them, such as a Phantom Lancer, I'd go straight into the Butterfly so you can kill the illusions quickly so they cannot hit you. If you're against a lot of heroes that have a lot of DPS and spell damage DPS, but not much physical damage DPS, I would get a Heart.
None shall hinder me.
I'm EG Fear. This was brought to you by Razer Academy. Thank you for watching.